in position to get that final stage point. 10 points to the winner and a playoff point.
He's got good help behind him. I'm staying right where I'm at.
2 to go.
Well, and those guys right behind him want Denny Hamlin, and they also, right where he is, and they want to have the possible option of going down. Now you see Bubba Wallace be able to make that gap up, and it kind of blocks that momentum or that option for Ryan Preece to take the momentum to cut down to that bottom lane and make that pass.
Here you see Hamlin move right down in front of Bubba Wallace, slowed that momentum down. How about Stenhouse on the outside? A lot of energy.
Hamlin, Preece, Herbst in the middle. Wallace, Ware, Reddick on the bottom. Stenhouse pokes out front on the top.
All the Chevrolets, look at that. 4 Chevrolets on that outside. Push Stenhouse right to the lead. Here comes 3 Hendrick Chevrolet teammates stacked up on the outside. Here Larson comes.
Larson, Byron Elliott on the high side. 1 to go to the end of stage 1.
Bubba's out quite a bit. Here's a big block. He missed it. Whoa, Kevin, that was close.
Yeah, we saw the 45 car there of Tyler Reddick getting to the back of the 51 and almost had the same wreck that we had off of turn 2 with Christopher Bell.
That was as close to the big ones as it gets.
Bubba Wallace got too far out in front of Cody Ware and lost the energy.
Well, he missed that block on the outside was the biggest one.
Yeah, you see that bottom lane making up a lot of ground right there. Bubba Wallace getting a push from Cody Ware.
Kyle Larson up top, who has never won at Talladega, trying to get the stage win here.
Well, you know he's tired of hearing that stat and wants to end that today.
He missed it again. You got to be careful with them blocks. It was too late again. That's 2 in a row.
Larson, Stenhouse from the middle. Larson coming down, trying to hold them all off and make that car 3 lanes wide. Kyle Larson, William Byron, 1-2 at the end of stage 1.
Yeah, doggy. Chase Elliott more.
Kyle Larson gets his first ever stage win at Talladega.
Woohoo!
How about that?
Baby.
Stenhouse, Elliott lead a Chevrolet 4-car sweep for the first 4 positions at the end of stage 1.
Bipolar 1 can overwhelm you.
As far as
Mr.
fuel,
Alfredo dip out front.
yeah, and the only thing that could really hurt him bad is if he has to pit or something by himself. So hopefully he can fall into a window that he can fall into. I think that's definitely the hope to try to do that. But right now he's leading the race.
4 Chevrolets out front. Alfredo, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, and Ross Chastain. This is the 6th time that Beard Motorsports has led at Talladega, the only track in the NASCAR Cup Series where they have led laps, with different drivers going back to Brendan Gaughan. How about that? BJ McLeod coasts onto pit road, and he will turn into the garage. He will be the 5th car out of the race. Let's go back to Jamie, who's caught up with Christopher Bell.
Huge hit for Christopher Bell. You finally get yourself in position. Christopher, you're at the front of the pack, and then all things go sideways. What exactly happened?
I mean, this is speedway racing. That's what it is. You have to push in order to be successful, and sometimes the push don't go your way. So, yeah, I just you know that's what it's going to come down to. It's a shame that we only made it 50 laps. I felt like the Sport Clips Camry was doing everything I needed it to do to be there at the end, but you always run the risk of taking a push at the wrong time, whether it's lap 50 or the white flag at 187. So just didn't make it very long in the race.
Tough break for Bell, who's bound to be a championship contender. We've had 17 different leaders. John Hunter Nemechek in that 42 wants to be the 18th.
Yeah, and we've heard Christopher Bell talk a lot about, very openly about his disliking Superspeedway racing. So you could definitely sense the frustration right there. But right now we've got Ross Chastain leading this field.
Chastain, he was on our list, Kevin. We were talking about this pre-race and preparing for this weekend even. Who are the drivers that are needing a big win to turn things around for their season? And those 2 cars up front, Nemechek and Chastain, need just that.
Those 3. How about Joey Logano?
That him's name to the list. I'm not quite as worried about him as I am those other 2.
Logano's not had a top 5 finish this season. It's the deepest into a year. I think a defending champion has gone without a top 5 since
He's a three-time champion.
1952.
Yeah, you really see the onboard cameras. You can see those drivers' helmets moving around right there. These cars are pretty rigid, from the ride quality standpoint. You can really see the helmets and things bouncing around on those cars in between the headrests.
I see Eric Jones looking to the inside there, trying to make it 4 wide. Had some momentum, getting back pretty close quarters. I think you're seeing these cars starting to pull the reins back a little bit, slowing the pace down. That's when you see them getting 4 wide, pretty comfortable.
So pole sitter Zane Smith in the 38 has fallen back to the end of the top 20. Regan can help fill us in on their strategy.
Well, my crew chief Ryan Burdeni for Zane Smith, the pole sitter, sitting here watching his car right now. Ryan, you have all kinds of computers going on, trying to manage what's going on with the track with your driver. How much is this right now to manage for you as a crew chief?
It's a lot going on here for sure. Just trying to manage track position, fuel mileage, and everything. So first stage